Good morning, everyone. It is Phil here, bringing you your daily dose of good news in the morning. And this morning, we're going to find Jesus in a bit of a unofficially official story. And it's a famous encounter where a group of religious leaders found this woman who had been caught cheating on her husband. And we don't know the specifics of the circumstance, but they drag her out and they're getting ready to stone her, and they ask Jesus what they should do about this woman, trying to test Jesus. And now, this isn't part of the original story of John, but it was added in later. They fit it into a story after they verified that it was a real thing that happened and fit it in. So what's this story saying to you, and what is it saying to me? There are a couple things that are pointed out to us. And of course, for those of you who know the story, Jesus says this. They ask him, "What are we going to do about this, Jesus? What would you do?" In verse 7, we read, "They kept demanding an answer, so he stood up again and said, 'All right, but let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone.'" No one is perfect. When we go through a self-examination of our own need for grace, how I'm not perfect. So there are times where I'm not a good person. There are sometimes I need forgiveness. We need to remember that when we need to resist the temptation to humiliate and punish people and play God. How should we react? Well, Jesus says this. In verse 10, Jesus stood up again and said to the woman, "Where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you?" "No, Lord," she said. And Jesus said, "Neither do I. Go and sin no more." Here's something that's really crucial. Jesus offered forgiveness, and he wants to offer you forgiveness as well. But Jesus also offered correction and instruction. Forgiveness removes us from the cycle of sin. That thing where it's like we feel like trapped into the same rhythms and movements, and like we're always going to fall back on the same negative actions and choices and decisions and relationships. God's forgiveness breaks us from that cycle. And God's correction sets us on a new path. It allows us to redefine ourselves and know that we can change. We can live a life of forgiveness instead of a life trapped in the cycle of sin. That is good news. God, I want to thank you for your life-changing mercy. I thank you that because of you, I can be unstuck from my cycle of sin, and I don't have to be held to its punishment either. I can experience new life. God, I pray that you would keep my mind fixed on your grace when I encounter others who are struggling and others who are making wrong choices. I pray that I would act with forgiveness and instruction, not humiliation and shame. You love me, and so I can love others. Thank you. Amen. Until next time, guys, I love you. See ya.